Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second Music for Everyone Mondays quiz. I am back with the wonderful Rachel Parks. Hello, 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 hello.
Ready to
Please,
be
drum roll, please.
humiliated again?
No, 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 not at all. Well, you've sung a lot of Haydn, haven't you? You know quite a lot about Haydn, I think. Well, that will be revealed very, very soon. So last
Oh,
time when
no.
we did this, the topic of the quiz was Poulenc and Rameau and Debussy. So it was all the composers that we were doing in the last festival chorus concert. Now, the only, one of the only composers that we're doing in this next festival chorus concert coming up in only a few weeks' time is
By the
Haydn.
time you hear this, it'll be days, won't it? It'll be a matter of
Indeed,
days.
it'll be a matter of days. So just one composer to deal with this time, but the questions should still be quite interesting, I think. So here we go. Haydn was born in a small village called Rohan.
True or
True or
false?
false? True or false?
And I mean, that sounds like something from Game of Lord of the Rings. The Riders of Rohan. He was, well, I know he was born in Austria. Is Rohan in Austria?
Who can tell?
No idea. True? False? True? True? It's false.
It's false. It is false. But that was a very sort of cheeky
No, was
first
he born in
question.
Vienna?
No, he was born in a little town called Rohrau, which is very similar to Rohan. Rohrau. So I thought that's a tricky one to start with. I thought that would just, sort of set the tone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rohan is definitely Tolkien. Yeah.
Yeah, Rohan is definitely Lord of the Rings. Yeah, but I thought good. We're on sort of the fairway now. We're on sort of straight and narrow now. Haydn wrote the current German national anthem. True or false?
Well, it's either going to be him or Beethoven, isn't it? Really? No. If I could just think of the two. No, I'm going to say false, and you're looking at me like it's true. It's true.
It's true.
But he's Austrian. He can't write the German national anthem. That's ridiculous.
So it was Austrian to begin with, but then it became the German national anthem because they were like, "This is really good, so we're going to nick it." And of course, that was the time before Germany was a proper, like, fully, whatever this hand signal is, a fully fledged country, because it was Prussia and bits of and various different independent states. Yeah. Okay. Question 3. Not a great start. Not a great start, but it's all right. No. We can claim it back. Haydn loved a nickname and gave many symphonies and quartets names himself.
Oh, he didn't give them himself.
Keep going. Keep going.
It was, but he did have things like, oh God, no, I'm stuck again. This is terrible, Alex. Come on, tell us everything.
So what are you going for? True or false?
False. Mozart likes jokes. Haydn seems more serious.
Correct. False. You were absolutely correct. So yeah, he didn't give them the nicknames himself. Most of them originated after he died by people trying to sell his music and concert promoters, stuff like that. Good start. Okay, Haydn described Mozart as a composer of trivial incongruity that would write mere pastries.
Yeah, go on. Let's say he said that. He sounds like a curmudgeon. No, someone else said.
No, nobody said that. I made it up.
Oh God, Alex!
They actually were friends. They got on really, really well. Question 5. Statement 5. You got one right. It's a good start. Number 5. Haydn was a shrewd businessman and sold exclusive rights to publish his works to several publishing houses at the same time.
Yes, he did.
Correct. Yes, he did. So he'd write 6 quartets or whatever and sell them to some publisher in London and be like, "Oh yeah, exclusive rights for you," and they're like, "Oh yes, fabulous, great." And then he'd go to Austria and say, "Exclusive rights for these pieces," and he'd do it about 500 times. So this was before copyright and all those kind of laws were like firmed up.
And they didn't have mobile phones to be able to check, so
No, they didn't. Haydn had a very passionate affair with soprano Rebecca Schroeter, which was documented in a series of very saucy letters.
Go on. I mean, I'd like to believe that he had a, fun life. Yeah,
You're
true.
saying true? You're saying true? True. Correct. Yeah.
Yay!
Well done. Yeah, he had a particularly saucy relationship with Rebecca Schroeder in London. Although curiously, all of her letters to Haydn have survived, but all of his letters to her have not survived. So, perhaps he was trying to keep it on the down low.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Typical.
Next question. Another question about his life in London. In London, Haydn particularly enjoyed the market stalls and the hustle and bustle of daily life.
Unless you've got a letter, which I bet you have, saying, I hated going out in London, it's far too busy and all these carriages everywhere. And how do you know, Alex? Are you about to tell me? Did he not like London?
What you literally just said.
He hated London.
Hating it with exactly what he said in a diary. Yeah. He literally said pretty much word for word what you actually said, which is hilarious. He said, the noise the common people make as they sell their wares is intolerable.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I mean, I kind of want to give you that one because you literally said exactly what. Yeah. I think we'll give you that one, yeah, because you were being ironic about it, but you were absolutely 100% right about it. Haydn wrote an opera about stealing an old man's fortune by tricking him that he was on the moon.
Did he? Well, this is terrible because I don't know any Haydn operas. Do I?
Nobody knows any Haydn operas, to be fair, Rachel.
He didn't write any. It's false. It's true.
No, it's true. It's true.
Oh,
he wrote about, I think it's about 14 different operas, but nobody plays them. But, well, some of them are performed. This one is performed sometimes in Germany, but not very often performed in the UK.
You learn something every day, don't you? I didn't know.
There you go. There you go. Wrote loads. His brother Georg was also a composer.
Yeah, sure. He was not a composer. He was a composer.
Okay. I'm gonna take your first answer. Yeah, he was not. He was not a composer. He didn't have a brother called Georg. He had a brother called Michael.
I said he wasn't, and you just left it. You didn't say anything. You're making me doubt myself.
I'm going to give you that one. I'm going to give you that one.
Yeah, does he even have one? Yeah, no.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did.
He had a brother called Michael, who was a composer, who wrote some choral music and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah. I was thinking there was.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Georg, I've not heard of a Georg, but there we are. That's why.
There you go. During his visit to Paris, Haydn, being a keen card player, played one of the earliest forms of what we know today as Texas Hold'em poker.
I now can't tell what your poker face is because you've made up such tall tales. Yeah, a trickster, a joker. Come, let's do it. Let's say he didn't like busy London, but he was a gambling man with saucy love affairs. Yes, true. Not true.
No, it's false. It's false, unfortunately. I just made that up. He was a bit of he did like to play cards like most people did back then, but he didn't. Texas Hold'em poker wasn't invented until at least the beginning of the 20th century.
I just feel like I've aged in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, here's a good question. Haydn, you might know this one because this one is about some choral music. So, Haydn had an affair with Lord Admiral Nelson's wife, and that's why he wrote the Nelson Mass to appease him.
No, he didn't have an affair with him.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. But there's an interesting story. He didn't have an affair with Admiral Nelson's wife. No, he didn't. However, this is quite an interesting story because whilst Nelson came to visit Haydn, his wife did spend an awfully long amount of time with Haydn because she was so taken by him. And Nelson was quite annoyed because he was just forced to play cards with the Princess Esterhazy. He was just sat there like, playing cards all the time. He was like, "Where's my wife?" Having time. It could have been. Who knows? They could have been quite sophisticated. Haydn wrote 3 large-scale oratorios in his life.
Yeah. Well.
Correct. Yes. Correct.
I can only name 2 of them: The Creation, The Seasons.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? The
other one, nobody's heard of this one. This one is it was really early. Do you know the song Insane et vane cure, the motet? The sort of stormy one.
Yes.
That they with different words. That one is from the other oratorio, which is called Il Ritorno di Tobia,
Oh,
the
yeah, I
return of
don't-
Toby. Toby's
right.
back.
Yeah.
Toby's return! Exclamation
back.
mark. Last question. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Haydn's head was stolen from his grave by a grave robber to be taken for scientific testing in an attempt to work out where his genius came from.
I mean, this is so elaborate. Could you have made this up? I feel like you could. Stab in the dark. Yeah, go on then. Yeah, it was.
Correct. It was true. Yay!
And did they find out where his
They
genius came
didn't.
from?
They didn't. It's one of those situations in history which was a complete and utter failure. Complete and utter scientific failure. They stole his head. They dissected his brain. They did all these tests, and they couldn't find anything. Yeah, very good. So, out of 13 questions, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7. So you got more than half, which is good. These are very difficult questions. You got more than half. So, well done, Rachel. So next time it's going to be me for the job.
I'll look forward to hearing how everybody else got on at home. And maybe you should test the office as well to see if they also can get a better score than me.
That is true. That would be a very good idea. I should do that as well. Well, thank you very much, Rachel, for being the victim for the second time. It's been very, very good of you.
Can't wait to sing some music.
Exactly. And now we'll all be more prepared and more kind of knowledgeable about the chap whose music we're going to be singing. Fascinating. Lovely. Thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you very much.